Urbex, urban exploration, infiltration, trespassing, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Everyone that does it is driven by something. For some, it's a hobby, but for others, it's like an addiction. Maybe it's the rush we get when we get in, or the fact that we know we just shouldn't be here. This is all part of the game, the ever-changing, limit-pushing world of Urbex.
I spend a lot of time, scoping Instagram and checking out different pictures, different people's profiles, and when I see them hitting really crazy places, that gives me some motivation to get off my ass and go check stuff out. I think the big driving force is when you like a picture on Instagram and it's awesome. You want to find where they found that spot. You want to go shoot it yourself, shoot it differently, or some people even the same shots. Like, I see that a lot. People posting, you only take a shot from so many different angles, I find, but I think it's risky on its own. And then the more people you add into the mix, the more attention it gets from cops. It's different when you have one person trespassing once in a while. When you have like 100 people, and it's so much easier to find spots because of the fact that the people post pictures on the internet. Some people are dropping locations and that, and it's more likely to be burned down or really vandalized, stuff like that. I think when on like a properly decayed house or factory or anything, less graffiti looks better. I'd like to go probably into the States at this point because it's the closest. I like driving, so it's gonna be I'm only gonna be going to places where I can drive, basically. The States will be good. Buffalo, Detroit, maybe New York. I've heard some good stuff there. My brother knows of some interesting things out there because he moves around a lot. He's sometimes in out of the States, which is nice. Probably more hospitals, churches. We really want to hit some churches. I think they're pretty cool, especially when they're abandoned. Something about them is pretty sick. And I want to get like some nice stained glass churches. If I can get an organ in there, I will actually lose my cool.
I think it does, because when I see something on Instagram or something, I see the location and I'm like, I would love to go shoot there. Or people and they have spots, and just seeing like others' Instagram pages, it kind of inspires you to go out and try to explore as much as you can. I think it definitely has a negative effect on the places itself because, like, for example, there's a place back home in Lindsay, like everybody knows about it, so it was just like an abandoned house and it was nothing special, but people started visiting more and more and like spray painting, and they actually threw a chair through the front window and just totally like ruined it for others, because now it's always on patrol and cops are getting called there more and more because they don't want people in there because of the way they treated the house. When you see something on Instagram, you kind of think, I could do that too. So like, you get in somewhere you maybe aren't supposed to be. You try harder to find a way in, like whether it's through a window or you gotta maybe pry something open to try to get in. So definitely getting more reckless, seeing stuff on Instagram for sure. Well, this spot I actually found out from a friend, and they posted on Instagram, and I just asked, and then they told me. It wasn't even really that. I kind of recognized the area because it's a small town, so you kind of know where everything is. But when I found out, I brought like 3 or 4 of my friends, and we just took some photos in here, some portraits and whatnot. But that was like a while ago, a couple months, and it's not hard to get in. Like, the front door was wide open, so it was no challenge getting in. But often when people ask, you kind of want to keep it low key because you don't want more and more people finding out. Like I said, like the place gets tagged and broken and just ruins it for others. So there's an old saying, don't ask, don't tell. Try to live by that.
Social media definitely drives urban exploration because most people probably just wouldn't do it without social media or a platform to post their explorations on. Because if you have nothing to show and nobody to show it to, then why would you want to, pretty much? I know that some people do it just for personal, but for me, I like to actually show what I've shot and what I've accomplished in some of the spots I've been to. I find that definitely urban exploration helps toward the destruction of some of these beautiful places because of all the kids that can find it on Instagram, because they just tag the locations and they don't care. And for them, it's just a little playground to destroy. I've seen many locations like this. It's like the Bowmanville Senior Public School that's demoed now, so it doesn't matter. Camp 30 is also one. Even this place that I'm at in Buffalo, it's pretty much destroyed. It's all just teared down, and I'm sure people have stolen copper and stuff like that because it has some sort of benefit to it and financial gain. I definitely prefer to explore like a hospital over a house just because it's kind of boring after a while hitting a house constantly. Like when you could just go across the border and shoot something better. Social media also impacts what people post. Like for me, I started seeing people posting videos of urban exploration and them exploring places, so I started doing that with a YouTube account that I have, basically under the same name as my Instagram. And I've gone to a factory and I've gone to a sanatorium. And then this one should be at some point another one. Although social media drives people to destroy places, it also drives people to protect them. And there's many different resources online that are basically committed to doing so, like Ontario Abandoned Places, which they don't like allow locations out and stuff like that. So it kind of protects them so they're not destroyed like as bad as something like this. Urban exploration's kept kind of secretive because other explorers don't want you finding their spots and then going and shooting them or wrecking them and graffitiing them. So we kind of just keep everything on the down low.